Have you ever wondered why some women seem to hypnotize any man effortlessly, without following seduction rules, without tricks? Women who never have to chase, because it's the man who lives in constant fear of losing them? Today, we're diving deep into this fascinating mystery to reveal the secret of the irresistible woman. Get ready, because what you're about to hear might just turn your whole perception of relationships upside down. There's a type of woman who doesn't fit into boxes. She doesn't live according to 10 tips to keep a man interested or 7 rules to make him fall in love. She doesn't play by any of those games. And because she doesn't, men can't hold on to her tightly. They can only try not to lose her. Picture trying to grab water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the quicker it slips away. That's exactly the effect. You've probably seen her before. She walks into a room and instantly shifts the atmosphere. It's not the dress, the makeup, or even her words. It's her presence. People notice her without knowing why. Men especially feel this force. It's both magnetic and intimidating. And here's the truth. Men may try to control a lot of things, but when they sense this kind of power, the instinct to control disappears and turns into the fear of loss. What makes her different is authenticity. She doesn't play hard to get. She is hard to get because she values herself above anything else. She knows she's whole. She doesn't bend just to be liked. And ironically, that's what makes men crave her even more. Because control is boring, but mystery is irresistible. Think about it. A man doesn't fantasize about having total control over someone. He fantasizes about the thrill of not being sure, about the challenge, about the adventure. That's what keeps his mind hooked. The woman who cannot be controlled becomes unforgettable because she stands apart in a world full of predictability. But what exactly is the fuel behind this fascination? What ignites it and keeps it alive? That leads us to the next secret. Most people think beauty is what drives male desire. And yes, beauty catches attention. But beauty alone is like fireworks, bright, explosive, gone in seconds. What truly keeps the flame alive is something much deeper: uncertainty. That constant sense that she could walk away if he doesn't rise up to the occasion. Psychology has a name for this: loss aversion. Our brains hate the idea of losing something valuable more than we love gaining something new. In relationships, this plays out clearly. A man values a woman more when he feels there's a chance she could slip away. The irresistible woman doesn't need to fake this. She simply lives her life so authentically that he knows. If he doesn't treat her right, she won't stay. This is what keeps him on his toes. He doesn't go on autopilot. He doesn't get lazy. He knows he has to give his best. And here's the magic. Independence is the oxygen for this fire. When a woman shows she has her own passions, her own projects, her own circle, he understands. She doesn't need him. She might want him, but that's a choice. And that difference changes everything. Let me give you a real-life picture. Imagine 2 women. One is beautiful, sweet, always available, drops everything when he calls. The other is also beautiful, but she has her own rhythm. Sometimes she can't meet because she has a book club or a gym class, or she's working on her career. The first woman is convenient. The second is intriguing. Which one do you think he'll lie awake thinking about? The irresistible woman is the second type. She embodies uncertainty, not because she's manipulative, but because she has a full life. And that, my friend, is the real fuel of lasting desire. Now, this raises a crucial question. If independence is so powerful, why are so many women still told to be the good girl to win a man's heart? That's where the clash of archetypes begins. Since childhood, many women are taught the good girl script. Be nice. Be agreeable. Don't make waves. The good girl pleases, bends, avoids conflict. And at first, this can make her seem like the perfect partner. Predictable, safe, comfortable. But here's the problem. Comfort kills desire. Over time, the good girl becomes routine, and routine breeds boredom. The queen, however, is an entirely different story. The queen doesn't exist to please. She exists to rule her own life. She has a kingdom, her dreams, her passions, her standards. Being with her isn't like reading the same book every night. It's like embarking on an adventure. Sometimes it's calm seas, sometimes it's storms, but it's never boring. This difference creates a deep psychological pull. Men are wired to seek novelty, challenge, and growth. The good girl represents safety, but also stagnation. The queen represents risk, but also passion. And the human heart is drawn to passion, even if it's scary. That's why men often chase the queen while keeping the good girl as the safe option. But here's the truth. You don't have to choose between being sweet or strong. The irresistible woman blends the warmth of connection with the edge of independence. She's not icy, but she's not submissive either. She's balanced. She can be nurturing without losing herself. And that balance makes her unforgettable. Still, it's not enough to just know about these archetypes. The question becomes, how can you actually live with that queen energy day by day? Let's bring it down to earth. The queen's energy isn't about coldness, arrogance, or being untouchable. It's about self-respect. It's about showing, in small and consistent ways, that you know your worth. Think of it as setting the tone of how you expect to be treated. It looks like this. You don't drop everything the moment he calls. You say no without guilt when something crosses your boundaries. You keep your plans instead of rearranging your whole life around his. These small actions send a big message. My time matters. I matter. And men hear it loud and clear, even if it's unspoken. Here's the important part. It's not about manipulation. You're not ignoring him just to look hard to get. You're not playing games. You genuinely have a life so rich, so full, that you can't always be available. You've got passions, friends, goals, hobbies. When a man sees that, he doesn't feel like the center of your universe. He feels lucky to even be part of it. Think of magnetism like gravity. The Earth doesn't chase the moon. The Earth just is massive, grounded, whole. And because of that, the moon can't escape its orbit. That's the queen's energy. She's not chasing, she's drawing. Not by force, but by presence. And that presence shifts something deeper. It makes a man not just like her, but admire her. And admiration is where true desire is born. Let's explore that next. Here's a reality check. A man can like many women. He can like their smile, their kindness, their beauty. But liking fades. Liking is fragile. What truly holds a man's attention long-term isn't liking, it's admiration. Admiration is earned when a woman holds to her principles, even when it's hard. When she expects effort, not excuses. When she challenges him to rise higher instead of lowering herself. The woman who gives too easily may be liked, but rarely respected. The woman who stands firm in her worth, that's the woman he admires. And admiration keeps desire alive long after beauty alone could fade. Think about your own life. Don't you admire people who challenge you to grow? Maybe a teacher, a mentor, or even a tough friend who never let you give up. The same dynamic applies in love. A man might enjoy time with someone who makes everything simple, but he invests deeply in the woman who pushes him to become better. This is why so many relationships burn out. It's not that love disappears, it's that admiration was never built. Without admiration, the bond is weak. With it, every word, every moment, every shared silence carries weight. And admiration doesn't happen by accident. It's built on foundations, pillars that define the queen's essence. Let's break them down. The irresistible woman stands on 4 powerful pillars. The first is purpose, having goals bigger than romance. Maybe it's building a career, traveling, creating art, or raising her kids with vision. Purpose makes her magnetic because it shows she's more than just a partner. She's a whole world. The second is emotional strength. Life will throw losses, heartbreaks, and disappointments. The queen doesn't crumble. She feels, she heals, and she rises with her dignity intact. That strength makes her trustworthy, because men know she won't fall apart over small storms. The third is loving her own company. She doesn't need constant validation or attention. She enjoys her solitude, her peace, her space. That's powerful because it tells a man she's with him by choice, not by desperation. And when someone chooses you freely, it's far more meaningful. The fourth is non-negotiable values. Lines she will never cross. Whether it's self-respect, loyalty, or standards for how she's treated. These are sacred. And when a man realizes she has laws carved into her soul, he respects her deeply. Because compromise may win approval, but conviction wins admiration. These pillars create an energy that separates her from the crowd. Weak men may feel intimidated and walk away, but strong men feel drawn in, challenged, and honored to be chosen by her. And that's the heart of it. She doesn't need saving because she's already her own heroine. Her love isn't dependency, it's a conscious gift. And when a man feels that, he knows he's not the king of her castle, he's a guest in her empire. And that, my friend, is the essence of the irresistible woman. So let me ask you, are you living as the main character of your own story, or are you shaping yourself to fit into someone else's script? The irresistible woman wasn't born with magic powers. She built her strength choice by choice, day by day. And you can too. Tell me in the comments, which of these pillars do you feel you need to strengthen the most right now? Don't forget to hit subscribe, turn on the notifications, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because at the end of the day, the greatest secret of the irresistible woman is never, ever stopping being herself.